Ezekiel chapter 41. Then he brought me to the nave and measured the posts, each was 6 cubits wide. The width of the entrance was 10 cubits, and the walls on either side measured 5 cubits. He measured the nave, 40 cubits long and 20 cubits wide. Then he went inside and measured the posts at the other entrance, 2 cubits wide. The entrance was 6 cubits wide, with walls 7 cubits long on each side. Next he measured the length and width of the room beyond the nave, 20 cubits long and 20 cubits wide. He said to me, "This is the Holy of Holies." Then he measured the wall of the temple, 6 cubits wide, and the width of the side chambers stretching all around the temple, 4 cubits each. There were 30 side chambers, chamber upon chamber in 3 stories, terraces on the outside wall of the temple enclosing the side chambers provided support, but there were no supports for the temple wall itself. A broad passageway led up the side chambers, for the house was enclosed all the way up and all the way around. Thus the temple was widened by the ascent that went from the lowest story through the middle one to the highest story. I saw a raised platform all around the temple, the foundation for the side chambers. The width of this terrace was a full rod, 6 cubits. The width of the outside wall enclosing the side chambers was 5 cubits. There was an open space between the side chambers of the temple and the other chambers that measured 20 cubits around the temple on all sides. The side chambers had entrances to the open space, one entrance on the north and the other on the south. The width of the wall surrounding the open space was 5 cubits. The building opposite the restricted area on the west side was 70 cubits long and 90 cubits wide, with walls 5 cubits thick all around it. Thus he measured the temple, 100 cubits long. The restricted area, its building and walls, measured 100 cubits in length. The temple facade, along with the restricted area to the east, was also 100 cubits wide. He then measured the building opposite the restricted area which was behind it, together with its terraces on both sides, 100 cubits. Interior of the temple. The inner nave and the outer vestibule were paneled. The windows had recesses and precious wood trim around all 3 sides except the sill. Paneling covered the walls from the floor up to the windows and even the window sections. Even above the doorway and in the inner part of the temple and outside as well, around all the walls inside and out, were figures of cherubim and palm trees, a palm tree between each pair of cherubim. Each cherub had 2 faces. The face of a human being looked toward one palm tree and the face of a lion looked toward the other palm tree. Thus the figures covered all the walls around the temple. From the floor to the lintel of the door, cherubim and palm trees decorated the walls. The nave had a square doorframe, and inside facing the holy place was something that looked like a wooden altar, 3 cubits high, 2 cubits long, and 2 cubits wide. It had corners and a wooden base and sides. He said to me, "This is the table that stands before the Lord." The nave had a double doorway, and the holy place also had a double door. Each door had 2 sections that could move, 2 sections on one door, and 2 on the other. Cherubim and palm trees decorated the doors of the nave like the decoration on the walls. Outside a wooden lattice faced the vestibule. There were recessed windows and palm trees on the side walls of the vestibule. The side chambers of the temple also had lattice work.